I am not a political person. I also don't watch the news. I don't read the news. I hate all that type of stuff. Most of my stuff is car stuff. I like to have fun and mess around and stuff, but I'm sick of hearing a lot of stuff about certain things. And the only reason why I'm bringing this subject up is for a reason. So, if you haven't heard of this little girl, her name is Greta Thunberg. I don't care if I pronounce it wrong. Uh, she's from Sweden, and she gave some speech, which we'll talk about in a minute. The only reason why I'm bringing this up is because she's coming to North Carolina. I want to say she's going to Charlotte. And to join climate strike. I don't think the climate ever goes on strike, but the car guys online have been funny. They're like, let's all go down there and do burnouts and donuts and let's roll coal. And if I had a car, I would actually do that because that's just stupid. But anyway, I think it's good. How do I say this? I think it's good that you care for your environment. You know, the only reason why I recycle is to save room in the main trash can so it doesn't fill up. I really don't care too much. At the same time, I'm not going to go outside and start burning styrofoam cups and tires in my front yard, and I'm not going to dump my oil down the drain and stuff. So I think it's good that you care about the environment and you do your part, but I also don't think the problems are as they say. And I don't want to be like a climate change denier, but I definitely don't think it's as bad as these people are portraying. I personally believe that the environmentalists play a huge role in end time prophecy. And because you got to be able to control the people. End time prophecy says there's going to be a one world government, a one world money system, a one world education system, which we'll talk about probably in one of these videos coming up because the Pope is pushing for that. And everyone knows how evil that guy is. And I think with the environment, the way to force people to do stuff is to say that there's a major problem with the environment and we need to make laws. And I think it's good that they have laws. It's against the law to dump your oil down the drain. That's fine. I get it. That's great. But I don't think it should be like, we're going to die in 10 years because climate change. Also notice they used to call it global warming and now they call it climate change because they figured out the climate changes. It's been doing that since the earth has been created. That's how it works. It's not, I don't think it's getting worse. I do think people play a role in harming the environment the way by doing stuff. So this chick is coming to North Carolina. I don't know what she's going to do, speak or whatever. Most of these environmental activist type people are talking about don't eat meat. What does that have to do with anything? Because they got to make cows and then they blame it on cow farts going into the air and ruining the air. Let me tell you something about that, all right? This chick right here she says stuff like she's going to have no future and all this stuff, and everyone's saying it's imminent that the earth is going to, screw up or whatever. Let me tell you something. Do you have a cell phone? Do you have a computer? Do you use electricity? Do you eat any type of food? Not just meat. Do you eat plants? Do you wear clothing? Do you breathe air? If you are a human and breathing air, you are part of the problem. So I think it's good that this girl wants to make these issues, wants to bring awareness to these issues. But we're about to show a video in a second where it's the way she says it and a little bit of her background that has me concerned about certain things. So let me see if I can find part of this thing. So here's this. This is the famous video that everybody passes around.
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean.
I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean. Really? Really? Don't fall for that. You know why? First of all, she reads it like a script, and it's very theatrical. I shouldn't be here. She started this movement by every Friday leaving class. Every Friday. And then she started doing it alone, and then her classmates would start to join her. And she's trying to get this to be a world thing where everybody leaves school on Friday. Really? I should be in school. Then get your butt back to school and shut your mouth. It's great that you're out there. Hey, we should be concerned about these things. Give some numbers. Give some facts. Don't just be so theatrical.
Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you?
How dare you?
You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words. And yet I'm one of the lucky ones.
Shut your mouth. Just shut it. What you should be doing is say, hey, I'm concerned about these issues. Here's this and this. Instead, it's a very theatrical thing. So that has me concerned. I couldn't find the other video. There's another video where, so she's reading this paper and she's all theatrical. But then these people ask her questions and she can't answer them. That should concern you. And don't give me this garbage like she's got ADD and Asperger's and this or that. Shut up. Who gives a crap? If you're up here doing this, then you should be able to answer questions. If you're that passionate about what you believe, you should be able to answer questions. Why do you believe this? What may your solutions be? I think it's good that you're bringing awareness, but you need to have solutions. You can't just be like, blame you, woe is me. Shut your mouth. So I came across this. This is Piers Morgan on Good Morning Britain, which I'm not a big fan of Piers. I don't agree with everything he says. He says some really funny things a lot of the time. He's kind of like the British Trump. I love Trump because he just trolls people. I think it's funny. So this right here, what you're about to see in this video clip is behind. This is Piers and his gang right here. This is the weather lady. Behind him are these vertical lines. And what they represent is different years in the Earth's history. I think this particular graphic starts in the 1800s. Each one of those lines is representative of a temperature. So the red would be warmer, white is a little bit warmer, and blue is cooler. So this lady is about to explain what she's looking at.
So every single one of these lines is a year from 1850 all the way through to 1900 and then the turn of the century here. Every single line is a year on Earth, showing how it's got cold, warm, cold, warm, cold, warm, cold, warm. And it's this rapid rise at the end.
And when does that start?
This,
to your left, where are we there,
This is probably around about the 1980s.
Right.
And then this is the 2000s.
Right.
And it's this here that the last 19 of the top 20 years have occurred in the last 19 years.
OK.
And,
So what she said was, if that starts in 1850, and, you know, here, she said this is like the 80s, and this is like the turn of the century in this area here, and then look how bad it gets. So this is what she's saying they're concerned about, is the global rise in temperature, how it accelerated here. Now, this is kind of interesting if you're into conspiracy theories at all. If technology is progressing and solar panels are being used and they are actually doing certain things and recycling and all that other stuff, why has that increased? Is this a true graphic? I wonder how much of it is truth or how much of it is trying to push an agenda on people to force them to think a certain way. That's kind of concerning me. When I saw that clip, that kind of concerned me. Pierce says some interesting things on there. And then, that lady also said Great Britain puts out the most carbon dioxide emissions, which is totally false. Now, this is updated 2019, even though I think it's like a 2016 graphic. Now, United States has a pretty big chunk of the graph. However, China is the one that always puts out the most. It's always China. They have a lot of people there. I can't remember how many people are there. There's a lot. Sorry, I itch right now. So, there's a graph, and then there's an actual written thing right here. China has 9,000. I'm guessing that's metric tons. That's twice as much as the United States right there. But I thought it was funny, that lady on that weather lady, I didn't show that part. She said that Great Britain puts out some of the most, and it's because of the Industrial Revolution. And they're actually, United Kingdom's way down here, which is actually pretty good, I guess. So then I was like, okay, so this Greta chick, why don't you do something? Come up, what is your solution? Don't just say, everyone needs electric vehicles. Well, you need to plug that in somewhere. Those are called coal-powered cars because you still have to plug it into the grid, which is coal-powered. I mean, I'm all for solar-powered stuff and maybe wind-powered stuff, but I'm not interested in that because of the environment. I'm interested in it because how can I save money? If you talk to me in a way that saves money, I'm all for it. That's when I start listening. I don't listen because the world is going to end. Oh my gosh. No, I listen because I can save $1. I drive a Geo Metro. It gets 50 miles to the gallon. It's a 1997. It's 22 years old. You guys are making, what, the Prius maybe gets 50 tops? Maybe you can hypermile in a Prius and jump that up, or get an older Honda Insight. They get great gas mileage. But then you get the conspiracy theory starting with the Volkswagen diesels. They had a recall because they were getting 75 miles to the gallon, and people turned them in to get their recall fixed. I'm like, no, if you know anything about your car, keep it. You're getting 75 miles to the gallon. But that's where the conspiracy theories come in. They don't want you getting great gas mileage, but then here they are trying to push the environment. See how it works? That's why I say don't fall for all this stuff. Look into it. I'm not saying, be concerned with conspiracy theories, because I got involved in a lot of that stuff for a long time, and I don't recommend it. But so you look up this guy. Let me see which page is better. This dude right here. Now, a few years ago, I heard about this dude. His name is Boylan Slat. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right because he's Dutch. Could be anything. He's 25 years old now as I'm making this video. And a few years ago, I think it was when he was 20, he showed this thing. I didn't save a picture. It's called the Great Pacific Trash Heap, the Pacific Ocean Trash Island or something. There's this spot in the Pacific Ocean that has a bunch of trash in it. I don't know why it's there. I didn't investigate too much. But this dude right here did I don't know if it was a TED Talk or whatever, and he talked about this thing, and he said, I have some ideas. How can we fix it? That was when he was 20 years old. So this chick's 16 right now. Maybe she can come up with a solution like this dude. This dude's smart as heck, man. So he comes up with this thing. It's called the Ocean Cleanup Interceptor. This dude invented this thing, and it's solar powered, and it's gonna roam around the ocean in that area and clean it up by itself, so people don't have to keep. It's in really the middle of Pacific Ocean, so it's kind of trippy. I don't think you want to take a boat out there and be shoveling trash. So this dude invented this thing. This is what I'm talking about. Do something. If you really care about what you're doing, do something. Don't just be like, how dare you? It's your fault. That's what liberal type people do. They play the blame game. It's your fault this. You owe me this because this happened in the past and neither of us existed. Shut up. You can only do what you can do from the present on. You cannot blame things on the past. People like that stupid Dr. Phil, we should do a whole thing on him. That dude's an idiot. It's always like, well, it's all caused from when you were a kid and your parents this. Man, shut up. You can only say, okay, we're here right now. How can we move forward? That's it. You cannot look backward and do that. The only reason why you look backward, it's like a rearview mirror in your car, is to help you move forward. You can see the people behind you. They might be coming up faster. You move over. It helps you move forward. It's not to stare at. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about that chick for a little bit because she's coming here to this state. And I'm one of those people, I get butthurt by that. And a lot of people online really support her. But I'm like, no, if you can't answer questions about why you believe what you believe, then I question it. And I don't care what's going on up here. Because to me that means if you can't answer anything, that means you're reading a script for somebody else. How dare you!